It's probably, gosh, they're much smaller.
They're like real people, but small. You guys can sit down.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, that's all right. It's all over. It's all over. No, but I want to say something. You look so handsome.
Thank you.
This, I think, is my favorite suit.
Oh, thank you. You're
Yeah.
very sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly Ripa. Thursday, January 11th. Here we go.
Just so you know, Ryan Seacrest saved my life last night. He did. He did. You know, for those of you who watch the show, and some of you, this is your first time seeing our show, and we apologize already.
Sorry.
I have been dying from the cold. Not to over-exaggerate my symptoms, but I've been dying from the common cold. And Ryan sent me bone broth last night.
Well.
And I'd never had bone broth before, because I'm just a simple girl from New Jersey with a dream. And I think it saved my life.
Well,
it's the first time I slept all week through the night.
I was racking my brain. I know you were here yesterday working late, and I heard that you were, on the show yesterday, you sounded stuffed up. And I'm like, what do I do for her? Oh, I'll make bone broth. And then I realized, I don't know how to make bone broth. But when I came in the other night...
Shane is not here.
Shane is out of town.
Shane is not here.
But honestly, when I came in the other night, I landed at 3 in the morning when I came back from Los Angeles, in the city that never sleeps. And I was so curious to see if the city really doesn't sleep as I was driving from the airport. So I had the window down, and I was looking to see, and the city kind of sleeps, but the trash trucks were out. And then I passed a place that said bone broth.
Bone broth.
And I remembered that, and I called them, and they made the bone broth for you, and then delivered it.
It was great.
And no calories, Kelly.
I know that. By the way, do you know that
fill
you
yourself
can
up with bone
basically just live on bone broth, apparently, and there's 0 calories in it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
confused about the one that's vegetable bone broth.
Right, where's the bone coming from?
Where's the bone in the vegetable?
What kind of bone are you using? Because, you know, I have a problem with bones. Bones make me nervous. So when I saw because...
You thought it was full of bones?
I came home and Joaquin was standing there and he's like, Ryan sent you bone broth. And I was like, what? So I thought it was like just bones and, bones make me nervous.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Are you feeling, I feel like you're feeling better.
I feel so much better.
Good.
I think it saved my life.
Good. Well, we're here to save your life, Kelly Ripa. That is my job description. Life-saving.
I'm reminded of that song. Last night the bone broth saved my life. Sing it with me if you know the lyrics.
The DJ saved my... Yeah, that one, right? I had... so you mentioned Shayna's out of town. I had a... First of all, Georgia, my dog, which... My dog, now our dog, but I first had Georgia. And
she should be loyal to you.
She should be, at least show that she's trying to be loyal to me. So the standard operating procedure is the alarm goes off, we put up the blinds, and then we pat the mattress and make eye contact with Georgia, my black lab. And that's when she always jumps up in the bed and licks us. And so the last couple of mornings, I've kind of been excited that she's going to come up and just do the licking on me. So alarm goes off, I put the blinds up, and she goes, goes right back to sleep.
It's just him.
Yeah, it's just me.
It's just him.
So I'm starting to think that I'm getting charity licking, that she's really getting into the bed to lick.
Charity licking is my new favorite thing. Hashtag charity licking.
I'm getting charity licking.
You're getting charity licks.
Yeah. It's just, it really kind of deflates you, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
When your animal shows her true colors.
Turns on you, yeah. Well, because, they really do know who is feeding them.
Well, that's true. But I've been feeding this week. I've been doing all the feeding this week.
I know,
I'm still not getting into licking.
But typically, do you feed?
No.
Right.
Typically, she does.
That's right. The kids are always like, how come Chewy's so much more excited to see you than us? And I go, because she knows she would have starved to death by now had it been up to you fools.
Well, that makes me feel better then. So it's not me, it's the food.
No, it's the food. It's really who they associate with food.
I was really going through it last night. I had a nightmare.
Although, Shayna, I'm not going to lie, Shane is so beautiful that I get excited to see her. I'm like, oh my God, she's here. She came back. You know what I mean?
She says she's coming back, but we'll see.
I know. To tell her not to rush, because it's still the weather. I don't know. But they say it's going to go up to 50 today.
This is nothing. I got no issue. It's gonna melt.
Yeah.
That snow's been here for a long time.
Let's not. Everybody has their earbuds in and nobody pays attention.
But they're not listening to the music. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
See, she's faking it. Good
Hi.
morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you going?
To work.
Where do you work?
ABC.
Hi.
We work in the building you're in.
I know. Now I'm kind of getting caught that I'm 5 minutes late, but it's okay.
Don't
It's
worry,
okay.
no one's
As long as
watching.
I made my 15 minutes of fame.
No one's
Yeah.
watching from there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're fine.
Well, have a good day.
Thank you.
So wait, were you listening to something or pretending to be listening?
Oh no, I was actually listening to music to get me pumped for the
What do
day.
you listen to? What do you listen to?
A little top 40.
Oh.
Big fan of that Dua Lipa track right now.
That's right. That's
Okay.
Right.
All right, well, take
right.
care. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Bye.
Hi. She's so cute. She was adorable. Did you
Did you
plant
cast
her out
that?
there?
I was just gonna say.
That was a plan.
That was like a
model
cast.
page.
Yeah. I thought so. I had a feeling. So listen to this. There's, IKEA? We all love IKEA,
Yes.
right? So IKEA in Sweden, I guess where the whole thing
This is
began.
the headquarters.
Yeah, the headquarters. They have they have an ad. It's so interesting. They have an ad in their magazine, a woman's magazine in Sweden, that is, it's a pregnancy test. Yeah, it's a pregnancy test. So, so I guess you peel, you know how you peel and normally it's perfume? Well, this you
Oh, the
peel and
actual
you can
page?
pee on it. And
Oh my God.
and I guess if you are pregnant, they will give you a discount. Hey, on a crib. How about that? How about that? How about that?
I mean, it's creative. It is.
Yeah. I mean, now I really am going to have second thoughts about holding that doctor's office magazine, aren't you? Right?
Do you know-
'Cause I'm always afraid to touch the magazines in the doctor's office because who's in the waiting room? Sick people,
Right.
So I always get very nervous. To me, that's like ground zero, right? Like the magazine is patient X. But think about this. If you're in the Swedish waiting room, there is a chance that somebody went in there and was like, hey, I don't know. You think they ripped the page out?
They maybe take the page. Maybe they take the page.
Maybe they take the page
Jill,
out.
can you put that shot up one more time?
Of what?
Of this.
Oh,
This-
of that.
This,
Oh,
of
yeah,
what you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
this photo here one
Yeah.
more time. So, there it is. You put it up. I'm looking at it, and I'm over here
You're
going,
focusing on
"God,
that."
That's what a pregnant test looks like?
No, that's not a pregnancy
I didn't know
test.
that was...
No, that's
it's- at
that
first,
is
that your
well, it's written
green-
in Swedish.
greens from the farmer's market on
Yeah,
that side.
no, I don't know. Yeah, the pregnancy test looks like that.
Yeah,
Right.
I could see it now.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got that to look forward to.
have you heard, are the kids playing this HQ app where it's a global trivia game twice a day? Have you heard about it? So,
Does it involve taking a selfie?
I haven't played it, but I'm reading about
Then
it.
Lola has definitely not
She's
taken
not
it.
engaged
Yeah.
unless it's... So, if people are playing it here? Yeah. Yes? Michael, you're playing it?
How is it that half of the audience is cheering and the other half is like, what? Right? Why is it always like that?
It's just like being at home.
Right, okay.
So there's an app where it's a big trivia game, and it happens twice a day, and people get on it, and they answer questions, and from what I understand, you graduate up based on the questions you get right. And at the end, there's a jackpot, and you split the jackpot with as many winners as there are, but it's really the app that everyone's talking about. And when I was on the New Year's Eve show, the host of the app came on to the New Year's Eve show to promote the app, and so it's become something that a lot of families are playing together. Gelman was telling me that he and his kids, he and Laura were out for dinner and they lost their signal on their phones and they got in the elevator and they got to their apartment. When they got in, the kids were playing, and they said, "Shut up, Mom and Dad, we're playing HQ." So why is it so globally popular? What's the catch?
It's addictive. It's very fun. The hosts are kind of fun, and you play, and you can win money with...
Have you won anything?
Wait, there are
No, never
hosts?
won
There are
anything.
hosts of this game?
They're
Yeah, there is a
rotating
host,
hosts, apparently.
They ask you questions. They're kind of...
There's something that involves a host and you're not involved in it? You better call your,
Ryan
call
was
your agent
involved.
right. I am furious right now. This is an outrage.
No, Ryan was part of it. He gave an answer one time.
But Kelly makes a point. The reason I bring this up is because Sundays for HQ from 3 and 9, I am available to host this.
Free.
I will send you my reel.
Yes.
Sunday's his semi-off day.
Come on. I'm going to try this and let you know
I want to
how
know,
I
like,
do.
give me an idea of what a question is. Like, how would I play this if I were playing it?
Get through the first couple of rounds, and you'd think you were brilliant, and then you'd get a question, you'd be like, oh, I thought I knew the answer, but I really didn't.
Galvin, we're not talking about you. We're talking about me.
All right, we'll see.
So what they do is they suck you in with easy
3 o'clock
questions.
and 9 o'clock. Yes, it gets harder as it goes along.
3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Apparently so. So I'm going to try it, but it's taking the world by storm.
Well, I don't know. It seems like it's taking that half of the audience by storm.
The Northern Hemisphere.
You'll have fun.
This half is like, not kidding. This half of the audience cheered, and that half was like,
We cut off the signal to all the phones on that half of the audience. Something else, speaking of signal, this is kind of ironic. There's the big CES gadget conference going on in Las Vegas. And it's where they announce all the latest cool tech that I always think is coming, and then it never comes.
right, right.
You see these things that can do crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden, I never see it in the marketplace. Well, they were announcing all of them, and the power went out at CES.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And so all the electronics at the Consumer Electronics Show were in the dark. Perfect timing, though, if you're the Tesla battery company and you want to... Maybe actually they had something to do with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
No? Have you been to this?
Well, we've been to the one at the Jacob Javits Center,
Yes, we
which
went
was...
It's interesting, actually.
It's really interesting. But what I saw, one of the gadgets is this, like luggage, you know, like your carry-on bag that walks. No, but here's the thing. Is that how fast it moves? Because I have 3 kids that slow me down like that. I don't need that bag to, you know what I mean?
It follows you. You don't even have to drag it.
Like I know it follows you, but I walk fast through an airport. Aren't we always rushing? Who gets to the airport in time to saunter?
And walk backwards like that, right?
Right. Besides my husband. Like Mark believes that if, say you're flying international, you know, they say you should arrive 2 hours early for international.
Right.
Mark believes that you should arrive 2 hours early from the time they tell you to arrive 2 hours early.
What do you do with all of that time?
Stare at each other in angry silence. Because I look at him like, are you happy? Yeah. We've got 3.5 hours until the plane boards. Oh, and look, it's delayed.
It's better to be overly prepared than miss the flight. So I'd err on the side of caution with Mark. I agree with that.
Yes, Mark always says we should spend our first day on vacation in the airport.
Can you tell me on the way back your flight was about a day late?
It was 4 hours late. I was so
so you were there
tired.
2 hours before the 2 hours. So you were there for 8 hours.
We were there for at least 16 hours. And this is when my cold was breaking, and I think I had a fever. And it's funny, my dog does this thing where she, you know how they say certain animals can predict earthquakes and all of that? She knows when I'm getting sick, and we've got like this series of pictures of her basically sitting on top of me because she guards me when I'm sick. Like she...
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I know. She guards me.
Georgia, are you listening to this?
Georgia guards Shayna when Shayna
Georgia,
gets...
yeah, she guards everyone else,
she
but
guards Shayna.
not even a lick. Not even a lick.
We got a big show today. Uma Thurman is here.
I understand she's a great cook.
I know, I heard that
I heard
too.
she's an amazing cook.
She's a great actress, I know that.
Yes. So Sada Ramirez is here as well.
And it's the reason y'all came. It's January. month with the author of, now listen to this. This is a cookbook that actually got my attention. The How Not to Die cookbook.
Yeah.
Okay? Dr. Michael Gregor is going to teach us how not to die.
Yeah, all right.
Seems like a good cause.
At the end of the day, isn't that what we all want?
All right, it's time for Snow Way Travel Trivia. Let's try and play, see what happens. I can't get it. I can't get it. I can't.
Oh, are we like in the Millennium Falcon or the X-Wing cruiser?
Either that or we're doing the traffic from
Star
above.
Wars, Star Wars.
It's all backed up on the 405 today.
That's so cool.
Cannot get it up there. Oh, I got one. All right.
Yeah. I can't get it up there either.
It's hard.
Can't.
It's hard.
I apparently can only throw to these 3 ladies.
They got all of your snowballs?
They're like, all right, enough. We have 18 balls.
Michael Pawelek?
Pavelic.
Pavelic. Okay.
Go, Kelly!
How are you, buddy?
Going great.
Hey, we're calling, guess what? Guess what?
Yeah.
We're calling somebody from Kingwood. I mean, Texas.
Holly from Kingwood.
Yeah.
Shall we try Holly to see if she can play?
Do you know Holly from Kingwood? Michael? Hello?
Yes.
Never mind.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so let's see if Holly... We've really been striking out this week on these calls, so...
Hello? Hello?
Hi, is Holly there?
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Holly. You're on the air with Kelly Ripa and I. How are you?
I'm great. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year,
Holly. Holly, doesn't Ryan have one of the greatest voices?
He's lovely. He's
Yes.
wonderful, and I'm so glad he's joined you. It's wonderful to see y'all every day.
You know, thank you, Holly. You know what's funny is that if you have...
He gets embarrassed if you compliment him.
I do.
He's like,
Oh, it's all right.
I don't know what to do. If you don't know me and I call and you haven't seen me, how tall do you think I am?
I don't want to guess, because you're always sitting down.
Exactly. Then you see me and it's like this. All right, so...
But I do love you in a vest.
Thank you.
in a vest?
In his vest.
Oh, in a vest. Oh, a vest.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'll be back.
who's a vet? He's changing.
Can I borrow
Holly,
your vest?
Ryan's going to change. I'm going to spin the wheel and see what you're playing for. Your wish is Ryan's command. He put a vest in Villas in Maui. 7 days. You want that second bedroom for your husband, don't you?
For my kids.
It includes the kids, or the kids. It includes 3 meals daily. It's a prize valued at $12,400.
That's a big one. Here we go. On yesterday's show, we talked with Taraji P. Henson. What breed...
Is a mini French bulldog.
Yes, that's it. Exactly.
Ocean Villas, the Westin Naneo Ocean Villas, Maui's newest programs at authentic Hawaiian experiences. You'll enjoy world-class amenities, including an expansive lagoon-style pool. Full prices valued at approximately $12,400.
A lot of fun.
I have 3, but I'll send y'all a postcard.
Okay, all right. Okay, fine.
Look at this guy.
Fine,
pulling
fine,
out.
fine.
That's all right. It's good.
All right. Listen, now you get to help make the day of A lucky member of our studio audience who will receive a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart. So please pick a number between 1 and 220.
My amazing husband and I just celebrated our 25th anniversary, and I'm going to pick number 25.
All right.
Congratulations.
Hey, Holly. Listen up. Don't got us the most amazing 25th anniversary present.
Right.
They are.
Your phone's vibrating. Should I?
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
All
thanks,
right.
Holly.
Thanks, Holly.
He'll call you in less than an hour.
Still ahead.
That.
It's a real combination. I was
Because I'm a foodie,
Yeah.
and she says you're an amazing cook and you make an incredible ragu.
well, it's one of my legendary dishes.
I want to know
But
more.
I'm a good mama cook. Like,
Okay.
you know, every mother has their strength and their weakness. Mine was never a breakfast. I mean, I am an actress, but no matter what's going on, and sometimes it wasn't fun, and sometimes it was fun, but the family always had dinner together. And so, especially with my older kids, like, that's the time that you make sure you reinforce your family.
But I think you're lucky. Your kids are like kind of my kids' ages. I find
Pretty big span,
right?
then.
No, but I find I know, but the older kids.
Yeah.
I find it very difficult now. Not when they were little.
So what,
Are you
before they
wrong?
answer a question, they look down at their phone?
No, they're just like they're like God. No, I
Okay.
put my phone away. Like
When you
I
get home?
Yeah, I put my phone
Okay,
away.
parental points.
Yeah, thank you. I miss most things.
But speaking of parenting,
Yeah.
you come from an interesting set of parents.
I do.
Tell us about your father.
Well, my dad's a professor of really Tibetology, but like, you know,
Tibetology.
he's a Buddhist, Indo, blah, blah. I don't know what the official term is.
So what, as a kid then, what's his method of discipline?
You don't want to know.
Oh, really?
No. My dad's grown into Buddhism does good things for people when they practice it over a long period of time. And I love my dad. He's a very peaceful guy with a lot of integrity and a lot of care for society.
But when he would ask you, like at at the dinner table, what did you learn at school today? Did you have to come up with something really philosophical?
No,
or?
I don't remember that. I don't remember the what did you do at school today too
Right.
much. But definitely growing up with two really smart parents with enormous personalities was very shaping for me and my brothers. And so I have a half-sister as well, but she didn't have to go through those dinners. She was spared some of them.
Uma Thurman is here. We'll take a quick break, come back, talk about this amazing play on Broadway. She's on stage every single second. We're right back.
Still ahead on Live from Madam Secretary, Sara Ramirez.
Having moderate to severe...
No, it's not new. I don't. Well,
I haven't
maybe
been here in a while.
you've been here last. Yeah, yeah.
Things have changed a bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's changed a
You
little.
have to tell us about The Parisian Woman on Broadway and the role you're playing.
Okay, The Parisian Woman on Broadway is my Broadway debut,
I know.
which was, thank you.
Uma, 8 shows a week.
8 shows a week. It's really, really tough. But frankly, I just feel like for me, it's a wonderful, for my style of acting, it's a great medium for me. I mean, for me, it's kind of like a wonderful, it's exhilarating.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really taxing sometimes, but I'm not bored. I mean, people say like sometimes they worry actors get bored, but
Yeah.
I'm not bored. And it's also, what's so fun about it is it's set in this exact moment, right?
Right.
So it's like it's almost real time. And it's political and it's emotional. It's about complex relationships, modern relationships. I'm a very modern woman
Yeah.
in it.
And it's written
very
by,
modern.
It's written by the creator of House of Cards, right?
Yes, Beau Willimon, who was actually a playwright in the theater for long before he did
I
House
did
of
not
Cards.
know that.
Yeah, he went to Juilliard playwriting, and
Wow.
he wrote plays for years, and then created House of Cards, and it changed his career for a while. You know, probably also helped him buy an apartment.
Yeah, right.
But you know, he started out in the theater, so
Yeah.
for him, it's his Broadway debut, but it's not as new to him as me.
Ryan had mentioned this before, that you're on stage every second.
I'm on
of the play.
stage for, if I'm a good girl, at least 94 minutes and not more.
Wow.
I get in trouble when I take my time. We keep it going. We have no intermission.
Right.
So it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's relentless. Like, I've got to whip off I go into a little black box, and 2 people tear off my clothes and redress me and try to fix my face, and I go right back out.
Wow.
You've got to go check it out if you're in New York. The Parisian Woman, the Hudson Theater on Broadway, here in the city. Uma Thurman, great to see you.
Hey, next time you come back, you should teach us to cook.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
Promise?
We have next on Urban Heroes. Stick around.
Thursday on Live, the new film The Leisure Seeker, Donald Sutherland. Weeknights on Meet TV.
We loved her on Grey's Anatomy. We're so happy she's made her return to the series on TV called Madam Secretary. Please welcome Sara Ramirez.
Talking about your hair?
No.
We
can talk about my hair. Thank you.
Tell me everything. Like, was it the most liberating thing you've ever done?
Oh, yes. So liberating.
It looks so good.
Thank you. I've been wanting to do it for years, and, you know, the window opened up for it, so I went for it.
But is there a moment where you cut it and then shave it that you cry, or
No.
No, the opposite.
Out of joy.
Tears of joy.
You know,
No, it was great.
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I will do that if you'll do that.
Oh, you know what? Taya Leone and I, you know, we were talking about this the other day.
Right.
Taya's going to cut it. I think you should cut it. We should
Ripa,
all
I
cut it
think
together.
America needs it.
I have a great barber, Kane. There's solidarity about this.
A man's barber?
Let's see the
You would
pseudo.
need a man.
No, actually,
The
woman.
pseudo- the pseudo
Kane is their name.
It's very cool.
And they do my hair, and Tay and I are like, listen,
But
Kelly,
see,
get on board.
I know, but I would do it. But here, like, there's a big difference between doing this and then actually shaving it. Because right now I'm doing this and it's giving me a facelift because I'm pulling my eyes back.
I know that one. Actually, I do know that one.
I've got to actually prepare mentally. I've been trying to grow my hair over my face.
Okay, all right. Well, this may not be the one for you, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Now, you're back here in New York after being in LA for a long time.
Welcome home.
Yes,
Welcome
thank
home.
you. Thank you. I love it here. I love New York.
Are
I love
you
the
torn
people.
about things?
It's the best. It's the best.
I always say, like, when people come to New York or come back to New York, they must, you know, the first cold snap, they must be,
Oh, yeah.
I
no, it's
ruined
true.
my life.
It's absolutely true. I lived here for 14 years, and now I'm back, and it's my first time being back for the winter, and what a winter to come back to.
Bring you back.
But I love it. Even then, I look out the window and I romanticize it, and maybe I'm just one of those people that does that, but it actually reminded the blizzard the other day, reminded me of the blizzard we had in, what was it, 1996?
96, the blizzard of 96.
Do you remember that? People skiing down the street.
Yes.
I don't know where they think they were going. It wasn't going to be open anyway. But yeah, so I don't know. I have fond memories of all the seasons that we get here. And we actually have seasons.
We do.
So that's kind of nice too. But I love being here. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be back. And there's theater and there's live music. And again, the people, the culture, the energy.
That's where you got your start in theater. Okay, Madam Secretary, we love this show. Let's take a break and come back and talk about it right after this. With that
Monday on Live from the new film Den of Thieves, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Next live, Donald Sutherland from The Leisure Seeker and Jerry O'Connell. Live is...
Behold, the world's most perfect snowball. If you've been diagnosed...
Art's imitating
He
life.
knows that feeling very well.
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
So you play a political strategist.
Policy advisor to the Secretary of State.
Okay, so did you have to actually shadow a person that does that?
You know, that would actually be fantastic and exciting. I would love to do that.
Really?
I would be fascinated. I mean, especially in this day and age, I think a lot of people have become politicized and are interested in seeing how government works. And how foreign policy works, too, because that's what we deal with on the show.
Yeah.
And this character was written in part based on a little bit of what your life is and was and what you were doing?
No, I think that I think a window opened up for the show for a new character.
Yeah.
Barbara Hall and Laurie McCreary. Barbara Hall's the creator and the showrunner, and then Laurie McCreary's the co-showrunner and executive producer, and we sat down and talked about what the possibilities were. So they talked about policy advisor being a really great opportunity, and one of the things that actually did run parallel with my life was that Kat took a break. Kat took some time away to sort of come home to herself. She was a bit burnt out and needed to sort of, get back in touch with herself, and bought an avocado farm, and that was kind of her way in. I didn't do that.
I was just saying, do you love avocados? You love avocados.
We love avocados.
You hear it's good fat.
No, but I also took some time off, and that is the first thing I knew that we had in common.
Well, I'm glad you're back, and I can't think of two cooler women than you and Téa Leoni on the same set. I can't.
She's awesome. No, it's great. I mean, not only is it great because we have a woman playing Madam Secretary, but it's also a really inclusive crew, an inclusive cast, and 70% of our directors this season are women from diverse backgrounds and men from diverse backgrounds. We have a Latino, Felix, directing us right now in this current episode we're in, and also 5 out of the 8 writers in the writers' room are women. So it's kind of exciting to be sort of, centering us in all these different ways.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Pretty great. And make sure you watch Madam Secretary Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on CBS. Sarah Ramirez, everybody, when we come back, January continues with...
Oh, How Not to Die.
Tomorrow on Live, Jerry O'Connell.
It is January, and today we're going to learn how not to die. And the person keeping us alive with the How Not to Die cookbook, Dr. Michael Greger. Nice to see you. Quite a mission.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, no, it's not how to not die, but how not to die.
Okay. How not to die.
Prematurely.
Okay, let me ask you this. We go to all this work.
Yeah.
We follow your recipes.
Yeah.
And we get hit by a bus coming home from the health food store. Then what happens?
You still have
Dead as a doornail.
You still have to look both ways. Still got to wear your bike helmet, seatbelts, fire alarms.
Okay.
It's not right.
Fine.
But you're saying you don't have to clean out your pantry or your refrigerator, but you should add these things
Oh, well, that's what I found in my patient population. Is people don't like foods being taken away from them. So I came up with kind of a daily dozen checklist of all the healthiest of healthy foods. I encourage them to start adding to their diets to try to crowd out some of the least healthy options.
Let's walk through it. What are we doing?
There's a whole bunch here.
Yeah.
Berries, for example. Berries, that's the brain food. Harvard researchers found that one serving of blueberries blueberries, 2 servings of strawberries a day may be able to slow brain aging by as much as 2.5 years, less stroke and heart attack risk. And so you would say, wait a second, tastes great, and you get to live longer. That's what plant-based eating is all about.
You'll be more cognizant when your ingrate children don't visit you in the home.
You'll see the bus coming.
That's true. Good point.
All right.
What's next?
Oh, we have ground flaxseeds. Just a few spoonfuls of ground flaxseeds a day can lower blood pressure 2 to 3 times better than the leading blood pressure drug, and only has good side effects, reducing inflammation, curing constipation, reducing breast and prostate cancer risk. A tablespoon of ground flaxseeds a day, that'd be my recommendation.
Okay.
Tablespoon a day. Okay, got it.
Absolutely.
Now what? Whole grains?
We got whole grains. That's where the bulk of our energy should come from. You know, now it's never been easier. Now they have these pre-cooked, ready-to-eat pouches of quinoa, brown rice, and so you can just heat it up, ready to serve. Right?
Wow.
Okay.
Look
All
at
right. And the greens, I actually have gotten myself addicted to greens.
That's what we like to hear. That's my kind of
He's
addiction.
a greens junkie.
I like I didn't used to like them, and now I eat them, and I like them.
I find him on the street corner all the time with his greens hanging out of his mouth.
Know what your palate actually changes, absolutely. So just like, you know, berries are the healthiest foods, greens are the healthiest vegetables. In fact, the most healthy food, period. More nutrients per calorie than any other food out there.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Greens.
Okay, what's over here? Legumes.
Legumes. Indeed. Right. And so beans are our healthiest source of protein. If you look at the blue zones around the world, the populations that live longest and healthiest, what they all share in common in their daily diet is they're eating legumes, beans, split peas, chickpeas, and lentils. And so that's packed with, you know, iron, protein, zinc, what you'd expect from other
gas-inducing cabbage. Tell us about it.
Ah, well, you know, overall, greens are the healthiest vegetables. And the healthiest types of greens are cruciferous greens, the broccoli family vegetables, like kale and collard greens. But cabbage also fits into that family. And those purple and red cabbages have those same special eyesight and brain protective antioxidants that the berries do, but at a fraction of the cost.
Huh.
Right.
I did not know that. I love a button mushroom.
And this is gonna be your bone-free bone broth substitute.
That's what's in there. That gives you the flavor.
The white mushrooms have been found to so boost one's immune system. It cuts down on respiratory tract infections. So important, particularly this time of the year, so prevent you from getting sick in the first place.
Just eat them like that?
Cooked. You want to, and so the study found 3/4 of a cup of cooked mushrooms a day.
That's right. I thought there was a,
This is my heaven. Nuts.
I love your diet.
Yeah, well, I eat too many
Look at this,
of the
greens
nuts.
and nuts. You can't eat too many nuts. Look, these are the healthiest possible snacks. The famous,
even with the fat content, it's okay to eat a lot of them?
It's where the fat comes from. We're talking about whole food sources of fat. So flaxseed, so nuts, seeds, avocados, that's where we should get our nutrition from. Famous PrettyMed study found that just a single palmful of nuts every day for a few years cut stroke risk in half.
Is there a healthy nut? Because Gelman is always, he thinks he's got the healthiest nuts, but I don't think his nuts are that.
He does talk about it quite a bit, Doctor.
Walnuts are the healthiest nuts. Highest omega-3 content. Yeah.
Okay.
There.
And then we're rewarded with a libation at the end.
Indeed. The 3 healthiest beverages, water, green tea, and then this herbal tea called hibiscus. Tested head-to-head against the leading blood pressure drug. 2 cups of hibiscus tea every morning can lower blood pressure as good as the drug.
I did not know that.